That gives that point. And he shoots better, I think, than most people suspected. So he's a real plus.
Dick already mentioned Chuck Dixon. He's having an outstanding season coming over from Deerf. He's averaging 12.7 points per ball game. And Dick, they're really getting good balance out of about 6 or 7 people.
They certainly are. You got 3 kids who could score double figures. You're talking Bachstein, you're talking Sabrinsky, and you're talking Chucky Dixon, who are natural talent. Then Jennings comes in with a big plus off the bench and could hit double figures for it. Gary, you put 3.5 guys in double figures. That's, you're going to beat it offensively.
When you have that kind of situation, is this a tough team to match against, to run that match defense, because they have so many potential scorers?
Yeah, position-wise, the only thing that doesn't make them tough to match is the darn size. Becca has that big size problem, and Aaron Bachstein has a tendency to get in foul trouble once in a while, and of course without him they get even smaller. And then it's a matter of Kemmerer wants to pace it and relax and soften that offense a little bit and take some time off the clock.
Ron Hassler comes in with a ball club that is really hurting, Dick, as they have lost a number of people since the last time we saw them, so they really don't have much of a bench to go to at all.
Yeah, you're talking about really putting more and more pressure on Pete Lisicki just by the absence of some of the other players. You know, this time down the court you could have Lisicki on the point, and don't be surprised if you see him. Then you have Lisicki on the wing. Hey, sometimes he might even end up playing inside, you know, simply because that's the spot you want to go to. You're talking about a team that has a couple ineligibilities. You're talking about a couple legs, a couple arms. I mean, they are really devastated.
All right, let's take a look at their starting lineup. As Dick already alluded to, is Lisicki that's doing most of the scoring. He's averaging 18 points a ball game. Nobody else is in double figures. Zoke at 9 and Jones at 9. Is this an easier team to match up against? Because that's what we'll see from Becahi tonight.
Well, surprisingly, then, you know, Gary, what this is going to be an unusual thing for me to even talk about. The team that plays the better offense is going to win tonight. Now, you say, well, that's normal. The team is scored. No, I don't mean. I mean the most diversified offense, because both these darn teams are going to match defensively. Whitehall's going to be pure match, and Kemmerer's going to match at times with a sort of leaning tendency toward Lisicki. But here are 2 teams that got to run a set patterned offense, not just to free someone up, but to get that clear shot, to get the good shot that you know you can make. So we're liable to see another Peeberg and Easton thing, you know, with the numbers being down.
Both of these guys are proteges of yours. They both have served under you, either sitting around at a breakfast table and discussing X and O's, or actually serving as an assistant coach. Are we going to see mirror images here? Are these 2 teams very much alike? Defensively,
you will see it, and shot selection, I think you'll see it. Running game, I think you'll see it. With Jennings in and Dixon in, Becca may break or may try to break. I don't know if Whitehall will want to. I think they're going to pretty much mirror themselves. The only difference is going to be, I think you're going to see offensively, is that Whitehall's going to want to go to Jones, because they know that Bachstein is foul prone, and if they can get him in trouble, you know, you might see more of a post offense from Whitehall.
Although Becca's gone up against big teams this year, and they've come away with victories. They have given Parkland their only defeat of the season. Big ball game being played tonight between Parkland and Allen. That's another big one here in the East Penn Conference. This should be a very interesting contest tonight, as Becahi will take on Whitehall, and it's a critical ball game for both clubs to see who's going to stay in there as a contender and finish with only 1 loss tonight. Somebody else is going to have 2. We'll see it. What happens right here? We'll have tip-off for you coming your way right after this timeout.
Doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
Well, I'm going to get a new muffler and a state inspection. Boy, these guys do good work, and they don't charge nearly as much as some of these other guys do.
Well, it's about time you realize that. You're such a winner, Fitz, and besides that, you're cheap.
What do you mean, cheap?
Well, I heard you got short arms and deep pockets.
Well, the way that you fill out those pants, you can't even get your hands in your pockets.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
Some home equity lenders tease you with low introductory rates. Not the Money Store. Right now, we're offering qualified homeowners fixed-rate home equity loans as low as 7.5%. That means after 90 days, your low rate would be 7.5%. And after 2 years, just 7.5%. The Money Store guarantees your low fixed rate will never go up. Apply right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
I'll be back. Arnold wasn't kidding. He is back on pay-per-view in the most exciting movie of the year.
Trust me.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
I swear I will not kill anyone.
He's a Terminator like you, right?
not like me. Schwarzenegger.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Terminator 2, at home on Viewer's Choice. This is one movie you don't want to miss. Order Terminator 2 on Viewer's Choice. Blasting into your home on Viewer's Choice. Steven Seagal. He can take a compliment.
Hey, baby.
He can take an insult.
You still call me here like a girl.
He can even take a punch.
I'm starting to get in a bad mood, you know?
But what this cop's really best at is taking out the garbage. Steven Seagal is out for justice. For hard-hitting action that never stops, order Out for Justice on Viewer's Choice.
Welcome back to Whitehall High School. Gary Laubach and Dick Tracy. We're happy you have decided to join us this evening. As we've already met people from Copley, all of Dick's friends. We met Bob Stem here tonight. A lot of people here in the stands. And here are the starters for Becahi. Number 3 is Chuck Dixon, a 5'10 junior. Chuck is averaging 12.7 points a ball game. Number 11 is Jason Buck, a 6-foot senior, 4 points a ball game. 35 is Pat Zabrinski. He stepped in there for Matt McGovern, who has a shoulder injury. He's 6'3", a senior, 8.6 points per ball game. 41 is Chris Ockman, a 6'2 senior, 2.9 points a game. And 33, Aaron Bachstein, a 6'3 senior, 9.1 points per ball game. Becahi coached by Dan Kemeter in his first year as the head coach of the Golden Hawks. For Whitehall, number 20 is Jeff Clark, a 6-foot senior, 4 points a game. 24 is Keith Giannicola, a 5'10 junior. He's in there for a couple of injuries, really has no average. 32 is Pete Lisicki, a 6'3 sophomore, averaging 18 points a ball game. 44 is Matt Zoke, a 5'11 junior, averaging 9 points per ball game. And number 50 is Steve Jones, a 6'5 senior. He's averaging 9 points a ball game. Whitehall coached by Ron Hassler. Ron is in his 9th year, sitting next to Jerry Raduca. And Ron, of course, has been at Whitehall for many, many seasons, coming over from Catasauqua. Our officials for tonight's contest, Joe Catanzaro and Frank Mulchin. There you get a look at them. Joe Catanzaro on the right, Frank Mulchin is on the left. And this should be a rather interesting contest, Dick. This is going to be kind of the old-fashioned chess match, I think.
Yes, it is. You're talking about, as long as you don't have any full-court pickup, you're going to have both point guards bringing it up very, very deliberately, Gary, and taking a big peek at what lies ahead defensively. Well, everybody in the place knows what lies ahead defensively, so it's going to be a matter, as I said at the top of the show, of making the best offensive sets. All right, and we'll see how that unfolds. We had an excellent JV contest here as Becahi beat Whitehall in overtime. And that was a well-played basketball game. We expect the same thing here. The tap, it's controlled by the Golden Hawks, went into the hands of Ockman. He'll come back outside, and a jump shot already out of the corner by Zabrinski. That won't go. Rebound controlled by Clark. Zabrinski plays a la Jennings, Gary, has been so far this year. He is normally off the bench, and he would come in for Ockman or McGovern. Well, with McGovern out with a shoulder injury, he's getting his start tonight. And we are looking at matchups at both ends of the floor. So as Dick mentioned, it's going to be the team that's who has the ability to get a little creative offensively and make something happen that will get the job done. There's something easy to happen. A pass coming in from Clark to Giannicola. And surprisingly, Keith Giannicola gets the first bucket of the night. Keith Giannicola, who is a starting now, since that injury list is quite riddled, Gary, he came in with 9 big points in his last time that he's played. He is a real good heady player. Becca working the ball with a 2-guard offense out front. That means Dixon and Buck. Dixon with a little drive, a little penetration. Dick, penetration is the one area that will really assist in breaking up the matchup. Then get somebody to split those seams. Absolutely. You look for a cut-through series or penetration with the ball. Dixon would be the best one, along with Jennings, for Becca to be able to penetrate with the dribble. I'll tell you, it was his penetration that beat Parkland. Jump shot out of the corner by Bachstein did not go, but a little bit of hustle, and they got the ball back, so they'll get a second opportunity here as Becahi trails by a 2-0 score. Dick, I know that you're probably more well-known for the matchup defense than anybody in the Valley, but I would think you had to take quite a bit of pride as Chuck Dixon drops a 15-footer in your offensive ability, your ability to run against just about every defense. Is this the toughest defense to run an offense against? Yeah, Gary, simply because you will not get an uncontested shot. It's almost like the man-to-man. In fact, on the strong side of the court, the man-to-man principles or the man-to-man theory. But you never get a seam, and you get so much help.
Steve Jones with a jump shot. I would think the other problem would be practicing against it, because you're never exactly sure how the other team will play you, are you?
No, that's true. That's very difficult. You know, it's usually you don't know what you're going to do defensively with the match until you see that team in its first exposure, because a lot of times they'll come out with a different front, and it's a different front outside that's going to determine exactly which form of the match you're going to use.
That little pump by Dixon, a little double pump shot, did not go. Whitehall leads 4-2.
Two things about the last two baskets. Dixon's shot, he got off the dribble and penetration off the match. Whereas Jones, for the first time, went into the post. They didn't match it down there. That's two big inside scores. Three big inside scores for the Zephyrs. All 6 points coming in the paint.
And it's good to see Jones with a couple of baskets. The last time we saw Steve against Easton, he had just one of those nightmare nights. And he's off to a good start as he has 4 of the Whitehall 6 points. And Whitehall leads by a 6-2 score. Neither one of these teams likes to get behind because they don't play real well from behind. That ball dropped by Dixon, and he's got both of the field goals by Becahi.
Dixon was open against the match that time from a wing area, and Chuck Hill hit 7 or 8 out of 10 of those.
Lisicki's first shot of the night off the front of the iron won't go. Good rebound by Bockstein. So Whitehall misses their first shot of the evening. Jump shot out of the corner by Bockstein, right down to the bottom of the hole.
Yeah, Aaron Bockstein is not totally a paint player, Gary. He can hit it. If he goes on and plays at the college level, he's going to have to play on that outside of the wing.
And Dick corrects my pronunciation. It is Bockstein, and we'll get that correct. We're tied at 6-6, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. You look at Dan Kemeter and his brain trust, Steve Hamill, Keith O'Brien. Dick, I would have to think Dan's ecstatic about the start that Becahi has had.
Well, he certainly is, Gary. And when the schedule was plotted, the idea was to get them all over the geography, you know, get a little bit of experience at each district level. And I do believe that Becahi has chosen to go into 3A if they qualify for district. So, you know, you're playing a lot of 4A teams with 3A caliber. So, you know, that's nothing but a plus. Plus, so many on the road and playing in the various courts.
There was excellent ball movement by that offense as Achman dropped a 17-foot jump shot. Becahi gets their first lead of the night. They're 8-6, but Jones going to tie that up. Dick and I would also feel that the one ingredient that Becahi has been missing over the years, and I think you started to instill it last year, is confidence. And boy, confidence now, I'm sure, has been instilled after a 6-1 start.
Well, yeah, they got the walk that time. I think he did that one before. I think what you notice with Becahi now, Gary, is that their confidence in what they're going to do. You know, they don't come up with a purpose of just looking inside, dumping it off, turn around and shoot. They come up with a purpose to run a pattern, run a set, and even if it doesn't hit, get back to a particular phase of the defense.
And I would think it's a particularly good match as Jones with a turnaround jump shot won't go. In that Danny Kemeter is a disciplined type coach, and I would think you get a pretty disciplined type kid over at Becahi. And that's a pretty good match, putting Danny over there.
They're going to have to challenge Jones in the paint, Gary. Otherwise, he's going to have a free meal ticket.
Well, he's hot as he has 8 points here in the first quarter.
Let's go back to the other night, Gary, and the job that Dieter from Peaburg did against Fitzpatrick. Hey, no great things, but all the time challenging him in the paint. And I think that's what you got to do against Jones.
Yeah, Peaburg wouldn't even let him get the basketball. It's 10-8. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and this should be a rather quick ball game tonight. We're not going to keep you up too late, we don't think. As these two teams pride themselves in few timeouts, few fouls, and there's our first foul tonight. As we mentioned, it's going to be against Giannicola, and I think it's going to be a 2-shot foul. We'll see what Frank Mulchin calls. It is a 2-shot foul, so our first foul shot of the night will be taken by Pat Zabrinski.
Gary, the last 2 times down, Becca's in a 2-1-2 offensive set. 2 times ago, Achman was in the paint. Got a nice 15-foot jumper. Bockstein in the corner previously with a jumper. Last time down, Bockstein was back in the middle and Achman the wing. I think he'd be better off, perhaps, with Achman high. Bockstein better perimeter shooter.
Zabrinski can tie this ball game up at 10-10. That shot does not go, so it's 10-9. Favor of Whitehall. Whitehall gets the rebound. And Lisicki, as Dick said, sometimes will play that point guard position. Now he'll pass and go inside.
That's a cut-through series. They'll try to get it back. Oh, Jones again.
Wow. Nick, against Easton, he could make one of those shots. He's made 5 in this quarter.
But the point is, what Coach Hassler and his staff for how he stayed with it, Gary. You know, even though you miss it, it's there. And, buddy, if you get a shot like that, you got to be doing something right.
1:45 to go first period. It's 12-9 Whitehall. This is their biggest lead of the night. Good ball movement by both teams. Way outside for 3. That's going to come up short. And the rebound controlled by Lisicki, and he's on the move. Lisicki inside. Good hustle back defensively by Zabrinski.
That's the one thing Pat Zabrinski gives you. I'll tell you, for his size, Gary, you're talking, right around 6 foot. He will board with anybody that size.
Tried to go a little baseline pass to Zabrinski, and that was just impossible to handle. Looking for Achman. That's a turnover. 1:14, 12-9 Whitehall.
Matt McGovern, his replacement, sitting on the bench with that shoulder injury, Gary. Last week it was the other shoulder. This week it's the left shoulder.
He hurt it in the CB West game, I believe.
Yeah, he's talking in terms of Loyola, Scranton, or St. Joe's, when they lean a little bit towards St. Joe's. Quite a scholar, good young man.
Whitehall has the basketball. That's Jeff Clark. 32 is Lisicki. They'll play catch a little bit. Now they'll look for Giannicola on the left side, and they'll start moving things around on that side of the floor. This gym is in great condition right now. They just painted the ceiling. That looks beautiful. The floor is nice. The lighting's great. We love coming here. They put us up top about a year ago, and we have a great view of the floor. 40 seconds now. We'll see if Whitehall is going to play for a last shot. It appears as if they're thinking about it.
Now, but they signal, lay back, lay back, lay back. They want you on Jones in the paint.
Oh, he almost walked. May have gotten away with a walk. Looked like he passed the ball after his feet hit the floor. Good pass inside. Better pass to Jones. And Jones is fouled. Foul's going to be called against Buck.
Well, I'll tell you what Whitehall sees offensively, Gary. If Becca decides to drop off that match and sort of hug Jones in front and deny him the ball, boy, Whitehall could come with their perimeter. And what a perimeter they would have. You know, Lisicki and now James yet, who would be out. What an outside threat he would be.
That was a nice play by Zoke, Dick.
He
unselfishly gave the ball up to the hot hand, and that was Jones. And Jones got fouled on the play by Buck. His first foul, first team foul. And Steve.
I think, Gary, too, that is a trademark that which Whitehall is very aware of. The fact that they give up shots offensively. They love to make that extra pass.
Beck will have 20 seconds to work with. They trail by 4. Good hustle. It's going to be Whitehall basketball. Great defensive pressure by Zoke. Not only did he slap the ball away, he managed to work it against the Becahi knee. 15 seconds to go, first period.
They decided to utilize the dribble against the pressure that time, Gary, instead of the pass. Usually you look to the middle and pass for that split.
They're looking for Lisicki, and he's looking for the shot. He throws an air ball up at the end of the first period. It's Whitehall, 13, and Becahi, 9. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Lasting beauty with a genuine overhead door. We offer a magnificent selection of quality garage doors and automatic opener systems designed with a discriminating homeowner in mind. Professionally installed, durable, and attractive, a new door and opener from Overhead Door will enhance the value and appearance of your home for years to come.
Look for the ribbon, look for the name, the original Overhead Door.
Call Overhead Door Company of Allentown at 432-8221.
I really appreciate you taking care of this extra paperwork.
It really means a lot to know you have such caring and considerate people working for you.
Heartfelt comments from just 2 of our satisfied customers. For healthcare at home, many choose Hartzell's Pharmacy and Home Healthcare. We offer care and attention in your home by providing one-stop shopping for your pharmacy and home equipment needs. Just call for a free pamphlet listing our services. Whenever you have a need for home medical equipment and pharmacy services, request Hartzell's. You can talk to us.
Join us this week when we'll introduce you to a Lehigh Valley political party called the Lehigh Valley Greens. And we'll take you into the control room of RadPrint at Northampton Community College. I'm Mike Trombetta for Time Out, airing Tuesdays at 6:30 and Thursdays at 7:30. Only here on Twin County Cable 4.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's Company of Choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Well, Dick talked about running a good offense against the match. Dick out is 6 for 8 from the floor strike here for 75% by Whitehall.
Well, the thing that I really like about Whitehall, Gary, is that Lisicki is being prime matched wherever he goes. In other words, even a match defense is going to lean toward him in his area. And what they're doing is get off, force to Lisicki and kick it into Jones. So far, Jones has had a field day.
He has that, as he has 5 field goals, 1 for 2 from the foul line, as Steve Jones has 11 of the Whitehall 13 points. And Keith Giannicola, oddly enough, got the first 2 Whitehall points. All the rest belonged to Jones in that period. Although it was certainly not a poor period by any stretch of the imagination by Becahi. They shot 50%, and they certainly got themselves some good shots, and they trail by 4.
They tried to force it to the cut through man that time. Lisicki cut through.
No changes in the lineup for Becca, no changes in the lineup for Whitehall. That time Dixon looked like he had a shot, decided not to take it, so he has Aaron Bachstein take one off the glass.
Well, you only give one for that. That's not true, is it, Gary?
That's a nice one.
Now here's that passive press, Gary. Well, they're going to add to it.
Good hustle by Bachstein.
Danny likes the 2-2-1 back to the match. Depends how much pressure he puts on that 2-2-1.
13-11, Whitehall. Becahi looking at 10 games in 18 days. 15-foot jumper, that won't go for Zoke. Rebound controlled by the Hawks.
Now that wasn't a hole in the match, Gary. Buck has instructions from the bench to lay back on Jones, lay back on Jones. And so you're going to get that little curl jumper at the elbow.
Good movement. Dixon has the basketball. He won't force anything. Chuck Dixon for 3. Yes. Our first three-pointer of the night. 14-13 Becca. We're going to get a foul. Yes, we are. This is going to be called on Zabrinski, his first, team second no shot.
And again, I really don't think that was the turnover pressure. I think they were just looking for the tie up there.
Neither team in any danger of the 1-and-1. Whitehall with only 1 team foul. Becca with 2.
Watch Buck, number 11, Gary. Watch how he lays off, waiting for the men to post high.
Lisicki, he can't get at the fault. Dixon with pretty good defense, but I think we're going to get a foul called against Becahi. He's number 33, Aaron Bachstein. I think he was pushing with the elbow on the inside. That's his first, team's third.
I tell you, they're not going to be handing that ball off at the foul line too much tonight.
That will upset a coach a little bit. You get a Lisicki to miss a shot and then commit a foul inside and give the ball back. Jones, boy, he can't miss.
I'll tell you, he's not the smoothest in the world, but he's one of the most effective.
Jones only trails Becca by 1. His team leads Becca by 1. Jones has 13. Becca has 14. We're going to get an offensive foul. This is going to be on Zabrinski. His second, team's 4th.
Steve Jones did a good job of sucking that foul that time, Gary. Zabrinski took his eye off the defensive man's placement to make the pass. And as soon as he did, Jones established position, got the foul. Oh, nice break of the pressure.
Zoke was there. Zoke was open. Zoke with a layup.
I'll tell you, when Giannicola hit him, see how they looked at the middle, Gary? And then you just turned, Zoke just took that middle seam. Boy, split it right down the gut.
So Whitehall on a bit of a run after trailing by 1. They now lead by 3. Going baseline and doing a nice job of it. Tried to go up left-hand. It was Achman. Instead, the ball controlled by Whitehall.
Got to get Achman into the offensive flow more, Gary. Otherwise, the match is going to lay off him.
Right now, Becca a little confused, it appears, defensively, and that allowed Giannicola to be open, and he hits a 3.
See, they're laying back. They're laying back with Buck there, and that's going to force the 3-man to come out and defend.
All right, we've got a timeout down on the floor. We're going to stay right here. we've got a big Colonial League basketball game coming your way on Friday night as we'll travel over to Salisbury, and we want to congratulate Bill Pollock as he has gotten his 500th victory as the head coach at Salisbury High School. Dick, that's only about 499 more than I got.
Yeah. No, you don't mean that. Come on. I sent Bill a letter. I really felt obligated and a thrill to do that too, Gary. If you stop and think of that, what an accomplishment that is. You're not saying 500 games, you're saying 500 wins. It's just truly amazing. The thing that gets me, when I think of Pollock, I won't even think of the 500. I'll just think of a great guy. If I had a problem or if I was uptight or something like that, that rascal somehow he'd put you at ease, no matter what the situation is.
Well, he won't be at ease Friday night. He's taking on the Nazareth Blue Eagles, and should Nazareth win tonight, they will go into that ball game undefeated. Salisbury, of course, with one loss in the league going into tonight's action, and Salisbury hoping to try to create some sort of playoff here in the first half.
Let me tell you, I don't know if they know it, but in my humble opinion, Nazareth is involved in probably the game of the night tonight. They have a ball club going against them that is red hot.
That's Southern Lehigh that they're taking on, and Dick's absolutely right. That is a very talented team of the future. They're starting about 3 sophomores down there. And we will have for you next Tuesday night, Allen at Northampton. That should be a rather interesting shoot-'em-up type game. Whitehall got out of there alive, 58-56 on Friday night.
Excuse me, Gary, that's Jennings for Buck. Missed the jumper there.
Boy, good hustle there, Dick, by Zabrinski. He went and got the basketball on the miss by Jennings, and Zabrinski put it back up and in and got fouled, and he got a foul on Steve Jones, his first, team second. And Dick is right, the 5'8" senior Thad Jennings into the ball game, number 23, averaging 11.4 points per ball game.
I checked some programs, Gary. It's just these coaches now. Jennings in the football program was 5'10" and a half, 175. Now he plays basketball, he becomes 5'8" and 140.
But he doesn't slow down at all. And Dick, I noticed that Dan puts him in as a sub, even though he's carrying the second highest average. So he likes Thad to get a look at things before he puts him into the ball game.
Well, I don't know if that's a John Havlicek move or something like that. Some guys just simply play better off the bench. As I said, Zabrinski, who started the majority of games last year, also comes off the bench. Normally he's off the bench. Tonight he starts for McGovern.
Becca is having a nightmare here with Steve Jones. This time Achman commits the foul on Jones, and Whitehall is not looking for anybody else but the guy right there on the foul line. As you see, Achman, the 6'2" senior, picking up his first foul of the night. But just like that, Becca has now committed 5 team fouls.
Danny had mentioned somewhere along the line, Gary, about the possibility, as you see Jones hitting inside here now again. Watch the entry. Inside lob over. Boy, that's... I'll tell you, Hassler's really find him in the hole. And he thought about perhaps a box on Lisicki. It would appear to me the box should go on Jones.
It looks that way,
and you
too.
can do it so easily from the match, especially when a guy stays in a paint area.
Well, you've got to be thinking about it because Jones has 15 of the Whitehall 22 points. There's a turnover.
Now, that to me, Gary, that's an offensive turnover. See, that's what I talked about pre-em. Defense had nothing to do with that. That was simply an offensive move that didn't map out. And that's where I think the better team will win tonight. The one that plays the most flawless offense.
Lisicki looking for his first deuce. How about Jones looking for his 7th, but he does not get it. Here comes Becca on the move. Dixon, nice left-handed layup.
Now that's what the addition of Jennings shows, Gary. There you saw 1 board, 1 pass, 1 dribble, and 1 layup.
And Dixon has had a good first half. He has 9 points. 3:35 to go. Second period, 22-18. Want to say hello to Aunt Mary. She is watching our ball game tonight, as she always does. And there's a shot by Jones and a foul against Becca. It's going to be on Bachstein. For Bachstein, that's his second. Danny Kemmener didn't like the call. He wanted offensive.
I'll tell you what you saw there was a little bit of variation from Whitehall. That time Lisicki passed. Watch this, Gary. Lisicki will pass and cut through to the bottom of the hole. Gives it to Jones, not in his usual low turnaround, but high facing the basket. He made a good entry move.
Danny Kemmerer might have been right about the call, too, Dick. It looked like Bachstein had position and got bowled over.
Now, me being an ex at both places, you're going to get me to answer that one?
24-18, Whitehall by 6. It has been a very interesting contest. Well played at both ends of the floor. There's a nice move off the glass, but Jones is there to block it.
It seems the younger kids, Gary, have gone more to this finger roll stuff that they're seeing on TV. It's great, you know, but you don't control the ball. When you lay it after a great move like that, you know, if you could lay it up with two hands and deaden it right off the glass or off the rim and just let it drop.
I think it's one of those shots that you better put in because coaches aren't too crazy about it.
Well, you get so much action off that roll.
Lisicki, no, out of the corner, won't go. Rebound controlled by Achman. Almost loses the basketball, manages to keep it alive.
Sabrinsky limping noticeably, Gary. He's coming off a really, really bad ankle. Kept him out of most of the preseason campaign.
Dixon, he's been the hot hand. He has 9, drops the ball inside. How about a jump shot out of the corner? That won't go for Bachstein. Rebound nicely controlled by Zabrinsky off the leg of Zoke. Good play by Zabrinsky. Coming into the ball game, Pat Mullins, a 6'1 junior, coming out. As Dick said, Pat Zabrinsky, he is limping slightly now and appears to be all right. I'm sure we'll see him back in there.
I'll tell you, Gary, my opinion, one sentence the story of this game. Becca never gets a second shot. Whitehall has Jones getting the second shot.
And here
that's a big difference.
One of those few opportunities for Becca to get a second shot. On the hustle by Zabrinsky. They're down by 6. Jennings with 16-footer, and that won't go. Rebound Jones.
I think what you got to like about that shot, Gary, is that he used the body in front of him. You know, it just wasn't a try and dive into defensive man or something.
And a little off balance, but a nice soft touch. It laid on the rim. Good hustle. Anticipating was Achman. He anticipated the pass. How about Dixon? He anticipates the layup, but he committed the foul.
Did he say offensive
he
or did he
said
say good
offensive,
basket?
I think. It is offensive. The basket won't count. Take a look.
Well, he simply challenges them, Gary. I'll tell you, I think that's a pretty good call.
So a couple of offensive calls, one not made and one that is made, has really hurt the Becahi cause. They thought they should have gotten one down at their end of the floor, and maybe they weren't too crazy about that call. Whitehall up by 6. Minute and 9 to go, second period. Into the corner, they look for Jones. Dick, they're starting to anticipate that Jones pass.
Yeah, last 2 times now, Achman once, and this time Bachstein were able to pick it off. I'll tell you, though, I like what Hassler's doing with Zoke and Lisicki. Gary's making mid-corner players out of them, and they're going to be effective from there.
Chuck Dixon looks over, gets instructions from the coach.
Then he's going to open at center and play last shot.
Ron Hassler trying to get his team to be a little more aggressive defensively. Final 30 seconds, second period.
Cut-through series. Ran a little early.
Good location, bad pass. We got a foul. Foul's going to be called on clock, and I think they caught Jeff grabbing a little bit.
He went to the cut-through series that time against the match, which is a good offensive move, good offensive strategy, and then rolled the postman. Liked the play. I wonder if he wanted to go this early.
Well, this first half has taken less than a half an hour to play. We sort of assumed that would happen. Shot out of the corner is dropped by Bachstein. He takes about a half a step backwards. It's a three-pointer. Instead, it's a two-pointer, and Whitehall has 10 seconds to work with.
Look at Zoke.
Lisicki's going to get the ball. No, he's not. Good anticipation. 3 seconds. Got to hurry. Up and in. Great play by Mullins. The basket counts. Becca's within 2. 24-22. It's halftime. Let's take another look, Dick, at the hustle and anticipation.
Watch this. You talked about the last few series, Gary, how things were anticipated by Becca. What they're doing now, they're not reading that these passes are telegraphed. They are just going, they're playing against this darn match so often in practice that they're anticipating openings. And 3 times they've come up with great steals.
24-22, and here's how the first half ended. Take a look at the great play here by Pat Mullins.
Pat Mullins was leaning back on Jones. They had him fronted and back, and he just saw that wing pass. Picked it off, and you're talking a 4-point swing, Gary.
There it is, a 4-point swing as Becahi scores 4 big ones and doesn't let Whitehall have another. That might be a 6-point swing. 24-22 halftime. We'll put the numbers together. We'll be right back.
Make Whitehall Auto Parts the most important stop for your car. We're a major supplier of foreign and domestic auto and light truck parts and have one of the largest inventories in the Lehigh Valley. We also provide machine shop services and are equipped for complete engine rebuilding. Whitehall Auto Parts stands behind their products. Make your next stop at Whitehall Auto Parts, 2741 MacArthur Road in Whitehall. We're open weekdays 8 to 8, Saturday 8 to 4, and Sunday 9 to 4. Or phone 437-4604.
At last, a place where the entire family can have a great time. Baseball fans, test your skill at hardball or softball, where you hit to an open range. Or take advantage of our baseball instruction program. There's basketball, volleyball, speedball, video games, a children's party area, and a full-service snack bar at the Lehigh Valley's newest and largest family fun center, the Hitter's Edge, located just off MacArthur Road on Eberhard Road, 1 mile north of Route 22.
All they wanted was a vacation.
2 weeks, the 3 of us, driving cattle.
But what they got was an adventure.
I'm gonna die.
Shirley, kill anyone today?
They ain't over yet.
I'm gonna die.
I'm 39 and I'm saying moo cow in the river.
Billy Crystal rounds up the laughs in City Slickers on Viewer's Choice.
I'm on vacation!
For a rootin' tootin' good time, order City Slickers on Viewer's Choice.
Remember when we delivered the hit, Look Who's Talking to Your Home?
All right, you tell him.
America's nuttiest family is growing.
Welcome to the outside.
When John Travolta
Oh, Daddy, don't take my note.
and Kirstie Alley are blessed with an even bigger surprise.
Thank God they left me with a responsible adult.
Now you better watch your step.
Come along and be my party boy.
It's Look Who's Talking Too.
The sponsor for our halftime numbers, Rarick Dodge, for a pleasant, no-pressure car buying experience and Chrysler 5-star quality service after the sale. Stop at Rarick Dodge in Bath. Let Roger, Joan, or Gary assist you in your next vehicle purchase. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They won't just sell you any car or truck. They'll help you select the right vehicle just for you. Easy to find from anywhere in the Lehigh Valley. Just take Route 22 on the Route 512. Turn right. It's just minutes to Rarick Dodge for a clean deal. Come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge. Dick, we talked about mirror images. Defensively, we are not seeing mirror images offensively. As we look at the numbers at halftime, you'll see an inside game by Whitehall and an outside game by Becca.
Right. Becca being able to run just a little bit, especially there in the end after getting 3 steals or 3 turnovers, if you will. Whitehall, as they did against Easton, who's a very deliberate team also, definitely going inside to Jones, and boy, you see it there. Now, as Whitehall come down to end that second quarter, Gary, they played a lot of double posts. Didn't stay in it long, but they showed it. And I'm wondering if Becca's going to be able to match that and still be aware of the threat of the Lisicki outside.
Lisicki, of course, controlled in the first half. He was 0 for 3 from the field. Let's take a look at our team numbers, and you'll see that the game is extremely close, both in shooting, turnovers, rebounds. Everything is really a 2-point game, and that's an extra field goal by Whitehall, Dick.
Yeah, you're talking, in a situation of teams mirroring each other, teams playing the same type of disciplined offense. Well, I think we wouldn't even have to say it, Gary. I think the stats would be able to show that. Because when you're talking that kind of percentage, and score, 24 and 22 points and a half, that the shots are a tough selection of shots.
I would assume, Dick, the discussions in each locker room are a little different. Danny Kemmener probably talking about stopping the inside game of Whitehall. Whitehall probably talking about stopping the outside game of Becca.
Well, yeah, and Coach Hausler's going to add we got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. We have gone to maybe what be a little strange offense, the fact that they haven't used that double. And since they've used it, and I like it, but they've gotten 3 turnovers from it. So they're saying, let's be a little bit more careful with the ball because they're going to concentrate on Jones. And we saw that. Buck even laid right back on him. and the outside wing for Whitehall had 2 uncontested jumpers, you know. So it's going to be Coach Hassler saying, if they take away our strength, which is Jones, we got to be able to hit that jumper. Now, I don't have James to do it, so Pete, Clock, you're going to have to find it for him. Becca, on the other hand, is saying, we're doing a great job, except with Jones. I want him fronted from our match. And what you could see out of the match now, Gary, is nothing more than a box, and then Bachstein will go wherever Jones goes as long as he's in the paint.
Well, we'll see if those changes occur. So far this year, the close game has been the friend of Bethlehem Catholic. They've won 2 at the buzzer. We'll see what we have in store for you for the second half. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Remember my mom going to Walter's Pharmacy? Now I go. Walter's fills my prescription needs quickly, and I pay my Bell of PA and EGI bills. When I can't get away, Walter's comes to me with free delivery. Walter's Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care since 1937. Walter's Pharmacy, 401 North 17th Street in the Allentown Medical Center.
If it's truck or van talking time in your family, we have some very good news. Lehigh Valley Ford will pencil in factory and dealer incentives as high as $4,000 on the F-Series trucks, the world's best-selling trucks, and up to $3,500 on the Aerostar, the just right priced wagon. If you're thinking trucks or vans, put Lehigh Valley Ford on your shopping list. Over 400 cars and trucks at one location, priced from $7,300. Lehigh Valley Ford on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile, a Vinart dealership.
Showtime and the Movie Channel have great entertainment and great savings. Showtime has hit movies, comedy, and more. And the Movie Channel has a movie anytime you want one. And now get a free coupon book with over $1,000 in savings. Discounts on movies, blank audio and videotapes, attractions like Universal Studios Florida and Hollywood US air tickets, and more. For details on how to get your free $1,000 Entertainment Values coupon book, watch Showtime or the Movie Channel, or look for an insert in this month's cable bill. For the best entertainment value, turn to Showtime and the Movie Channel.
Thought he was through with special effects.
I'm asking you to work for the NYPD. It's a straight-up thing.
But a friend's murder.
There's someone else in the room.
And a boy's loss.
What did you mean about Mike being set up?
You don't think he'll go after the kid?
Have put him back in business again.
I think we're getting warm here, pal.
Oh!
Gotcha. Brian Brown, Brian Dennehy, FX2, The Deadly Art of Illusion. Packed with action, loaded with effects. Order FX2 on viewer's choice.
The East Penn League is on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule for the next couple of weeks. As tonight's ball games, Emmaus is at Liberty, Central's over at Northampton. I'm sure that's an excellent ball game. Deerhoff at Easton, that should be an interesting one. Deerhoff playing pretty good basketball of late. Freedom's at Phillipsburg, and of course Parkland at Allen will be perhaps the lead story in tomorrow morning's paper, Dick.
Boy, I'm in seventh heaven, Gary. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Well, I have to do a game Friday, so I got to be out there. Thursday and Saturday, I can go to basketball games somewhere.
That's right.
That'll be great.
Well, we don't particularly like it because Thursday, Saturday are not really our basketball nights, and that kind of cuts us out a little bit. The jump shot is missed by Becahi, and Whitehall brings the ball down the floor, and we did not expect too many Whitehall substitutions tonight. We have none. So it's Clark, Denicola, Lisicky, Zoke, and Jones.
He's flashing. They want to get him the ball, Gary, with his dribble.
Becca, of course, well aware of where Lisicky is, and they find number 32. So they go for 3. That was open. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll be controlled by Becca. So both teams had an opportunity to score. They did not do it. Let's set for you the Becca High starters. Chuck Dixon is number 3. Back there with him is 25 Mullins. 23 is Jennings. This is their quicker team in there now. Achman is 41, and 33 is Bachstein.
You know, Gary, we talked, both of us talked about Becca's ability to win the close ones this year. You're talking about a team that is 6-1. This has to be one of the most amazing statistics I've ever. Nice pass, Achman. Great pass. I've never heard a statistic this amazing as they retain control. 6-1. They are averaging offensively 53-9 and giving up 53-1.
Wow.
0.8 of a point, yet they win 6 out of 7.
And you have to throw in the Allen score, which was 71-32. They got out of that ball game very early and never really got back in it. And Allen can certainly do that to you with the kind of talent that they have. 24-22. Nobody's been able to score here in the second half. We have played 1 minute and 20 seconds. Lysicki looking for his first deuce. He's got it.
Matter of time. What they've done with him is they simply made him more active. Whereas the outside men from Whitehall are playing that permanent non-entry type of game and just going to spots. Lysicki has the freedom to roam now.
And he'll probably end up tonight with about 15 points. Even though he went scoreless in the first half, Pete usually finds a way to get the numbers. Dixon looking to get Becca on the board, so Dixon and Lysicki match buckets, and it's still a 2-point Whitehall lead.
Good offensive move by the Hawks that time, Gary. They ran a little split down the corner, and they just took the bottom of the match and they split them with 2 men.
Dick, have you noticed any adjustments here on the floor defensively?
No, I have noticed offensive adjustments, but I haven't seen any defensive change. Oh, what a move.
That's been there all night.
What a move. Boy, you talk about that first step. That is not a walk. It looks like it, but boy, that first half step.
Dick, it appears that he is going to be an outstanding player by the end of the season, Steve Jones. Not a lot of experience coming in, but he is learning quickly.
I don't know about that, but I know he's going to alter a lot of scouting reports.
He has 19 of the 28. That jump shot won't go for Dixon. Rebound controlled by Zoke.
Now that one he got off the dribble, Gary. They beat the match that time with penetration. Got to look for that. Oh, Becca's really tightening that match now. They're saying Clark and Giannicola, go ahead.
Well, Whitehall has not scored much at all from the outside. Almost everything's been in the paint. This is Zoke.
Boy, it's tough to cover both wing and corner with a two-man on defense, Gary.
Zoke trying to go for the old Medina shot, and that wouldn't fall. Medina used to drop that one from there last year at will. There's Jennings on a jumper. That will not go. We're going to get a foul. And I think it's going to be against Jones. He may have pushed off a little bit to get the rebound.
Yeah, the defense was fooled a little bit, Gary, because the ball took the second bounce on the rim. And what he did is he was off time, and he went up and he cleared out a little bit.
Dixon. Backcourt violation is the call. Dan Kemeter said, no, wait a minute, maybe Clark hit the ball into the backcourt. Frank Mulchin says, no, that was all Becahi's doing. I think it was the right call.
I do too.
Clark certainly made an effort, but I don't think Jeff got his hand on the basketball. 28-24. Whitehall by 4.
Now you see a little defensive adjustment, Gary.
From the outside, they're giving that up by trying to front and play behind Jones. Jones goes to get the ball, double dribbles. All right, let's take a look at the backcourt call, and you be the official at home.
That was a backcourt cry.
I get, yes, that was the crying about the backcourt call. That must have been Dan Kemeter's home VCR camera.
Oh, Aaron.
Here we get a
walk. Put your feet
walk
under you first, son. Jump shot. That's what the bench is telling. Jump shot.
I think the exact quote is, they're a half a mile away from you. Which,
well,
that's an open jump shot.
Nice, as usual.
28-24. Whitehall leads by 4. They've led almost this entire basketball game.
There's a cut through. They didn't get to him quick enough.
Lysicki, no, but Zoke,
board.
yes.
Good board. Zoke plays bigger than his physical frame.
Yeah, he's listed at 5'11". He doesn't play 5'11".
Plays a lot like
back,
he plays a lot like Sabrinsky defensively. Both play bigger.
Well, maybe that's why Pat's coming back into the ball game. He's over there waiting for the next stoppage of play. Jennings, he has not gotten on the board yet.
Look at where Lysicki's playing defensively, Gary. He's matching a point area. What they like about that now is if they go with 2 guards, match him with the wings, and he can drop and help clean some of those boards.
Sabrinsky is in. Mullins will sit down. Sabrinsky hobbled a bit in the first half. Looked like he may have twisted that bad ankle. There's an open jump shot that won't fall for Bachstein. Directing traffic, Jeff Klock. Lisicki, he wants the jumper. He's got it. It won't go. Rebound controlled inside by Zabrinski. Chuck Dixon for three. No.
Yeah, you knew that one was too quick.
30-24.
You got to convince the kids, Gary. You're going to get the same shot if you ping it around a couple times, and you won't have to shoot it as rapidly.
That was more like a Dixon throw. He's got a pretty good jump shot. That was not one of them.
Now there's a pure match. They're going to go to Lisicki again on the cut through. Fake the cut through and go to Jones. Good call from the Whitehall bench.
Good call by Dick Tracy. That was the cut through that opened it up for Jones.
And how?
So Jones continues his attack on the scoring here as he has 21 points. We are a minute and 40 seconds to go yet here in the third period. Becca needs a basket. They're down by 8. Zabrinski and Jennings.
You know, each one of those kids is telling himself, Gary, we want the easy basket, not the hard basket. That's the easy basket. You got it off the drive.
Well, it looked hard to me, but it was a good basket by Dixon. He has 13.
Well, it was from 4 feet away rather than 24, you know. Your chances, your percentage improves a little.
And there's that good penetration. That does bother the matchup.
Oh. So you get that mismatch. They're cutting a man through. They get a little bit of a mismatch. You got to rotate to that defensively.
There it comes again.
Now, Achman should go and Bockstein should go up.
Although I think Whitehall is playing for the last shot, so all this movement doesn't mean very much right now. Whitehall's up by 6. That's a big lead for them, Dick.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a big lead. I'm looking at the possession arrow, too, belonging to Whitehall, Gary.
We haven't had the possession arrow come into play once tonight.
You know, Coach Hassler just might try to say, hey, I have enough.
Well, this ball game isn't going to take an hour to play. We started about 10 after 8. It's now 9:15 here, and probably all be done by about 9 o'clock.
See, now this match puts Bockstein on Lisicki. That's a tough mismatch, Gary, especially now that he goes up.
At the 10-second mark, Whitehall will make their move. Their fans know it, and now they cheer them on. Here they go. Look for Lisicki. There it is, inside, Zoke, and it's lost. 32.
Not a bad play.
26. Whitehall. We'll be back.
Dealership is the #1 Chevy dealer in the Lehigh Valley, so we can afford the buyer a greater selection. At any one time, we have over 300 Chevrolets to choose from. Certainly our model lineup, we think, is the finest it's ever been. Scott Chevrolet has the highest customer satisfaction index in the Lehigh Valley. We believe that our job just begins with selling that new car. Most people come back to Scott because their first ownership experience was very good, and we're very proud of that.
Now you can replace that unsightly old garage door with a classic look of wood and the convenience and durability of steel. Overhead Doors' long-lasting, low-maintenance steel doors are precision embossed with the natural look of wood grain. Our energy-efficient insulated steel doors are backed by a limited lifetime section warranty for as long as you own your home.
Look for the ribbon, look for the name, the original Overhead Door.
Call Overhead Door Company of Allentown at 432-8221.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Mooney of the World Wrestling Federation, and with the new year upon us, it means the WWF Royal Rumble is just around the corner. You can catch all the action live Sunday, January 19th, exclusively on pay-per-view. Feel the excitement as 30 WWF superstars battle it out until only one man remains in the ring, plus much more action. Don't miss the WWF's premier event of 1992, the Royal Rumble, Sunday, January 19th, right here on Viewer's Choice.
Friday night at 10 p.m., join Twin County Cable 4 Sports for high school basketball action as Nazareth takes on Salisbury in an important Colonial League clash. That's Friday night at 10 p.m., Nazareth-Salisbury on Cable 4 Sports.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
We are back, and so is Rarick Dodge, Chrysler's 5-star quality dealer in Bath. Over 60 years of experience in the sales and service of quality Dodge products. Roger, Joan, and Gary are waiting to assist you in your next vehicle purchase. They're easy to find from anywhere in the Lehigh Valley. Exit Route 22 on the Route 512, turn right. It's just minutes to Rarick Dodge, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a clean deal. Come to Bath. Come to Rarick Dodge. Becahi shooting 44% in the ball game. Whitehall shooting 54%, but that was not the kind of end of a quarter efficiency we normally see out of Whitehall.
No, that wasn't a good quarter offensively for either team. Gary, the Zephs are going to get a big boost. In addition to their walking wounded, who they'll get back eventually, Chad Cusco, a kid they're counting on immensely, is going to get back because he's going to come off a football injury, had the cast taken off the arm today. So he'll be ready. That'll be a big plus at the point guard or the guard per area.
Lysicki struggling just a bit. He only has a deuce in tonight's ball game. He does not drop the three-pointer. Dixon thought about it. Instead, we'll bring it back out, and they'll start all over again. Pretty important possession now. Becca only able to score 4 points in the third period. The good news is they only gave up 8. This is Dixon trying to go inside. He does go inside. Turnaround shot by Achman.
I used to say sometimes I didn't know if Chris Achman was lefty or righty. He has a beautiful, smooth lefty move.
He showed it right there. Little left-handed hook. 32-28.
Becca's matching more aggressively, Gary. Might be looking for a double soon.
Both matchup defenses have been very well played tonight. Extremely smooth.
Oh, Gary, that's Cusco making his first appearance now, 34.
All right, Dick
and he has a
about him. He comes off the bench.
Yeah.
Shot from the outside by Lysicki won't go. Here comes Thad Jennings on the move. He pulls up. Good move. Good heads-up move by Jennings. No advantage. Jump shot out of the corner by Bachstein.
Bachstein is a better deep player than he is a paint player, Gary. He has a nice, smooth jump shot. Of course, if he goes to school to play ball, he's certainly not going to play in the paint.
Not at his size,
No way.
as Dick said. He's 6'3". 6'3" is a guard anymore, and that's a small guard. 32-30. Becca has come back to score the first 4 points of the fourth period. Little baseline move. Zoke, is he bumped? Yes, he is. I think the call is going to be on Bachstein. Let's wait and see what Frank Mulchin calls. It is 33. That's his third. The team's first of the second half. Whitehall has committed 1 foul in the second half.
Cusco gets his indoctrination, Gary. Comes back out. Boy, that must be a good feeling for that young man.
It
Look
is
at clock, wide
Chad
open.
Cusco, a 6-foot junior, number 34. Jump shot from the outside by Giannicola. That won't go.
I'll tell you, this is one of the few times I've ever been in Zephyrland where they had no perimeter game, Gary, because their perimeter game is totally nil up to then.
Giannicola for 3. Dick, I think you mentioned Cusco, but that was Giannicola that came in off the bench, not Cusco. He's still sitting down.
No, he went, Cusco went back. Out,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
Giannicola come back in.
And Giannicola makes his presence known immediately with a three-pointer, his second of the night. So Becca needs to answer here. They're down by 5. Jennings maybe can do it. He does. Nice move by Thad Jennings. He's on the board.
Touch and go as we hit the 5-minute mark.
3-point ball game. Clock.
Boy,
Giannicola.
Clock has certainly taken control of the offense, Gary.
They needed to take that burden off of Lysicki. Inside to Jones, lost. Little pass, kind of tough to handle.
I think Coach Hassler might have been content to just zip it around that perimeter, Gary.
Dixon, he normally will not lose the ball one-on-one. He's a good ball handler working against clock. Back outside, jump shot, Jennings in and out. What a rebound, Zabrinski up and in.
I tell you, that's where you see him. Boy, did he have that timed right.
Where'd he come from? Boy, he knifed inside, went up and got the ball. And Becca, they look at that scoreboard and they start thinking about a couple of buzzer beater ball games they've had this year. Last one Saturday night against Central Bucks West. 35-34, good pass by Lisicki.
See, that's the thing about Pete Lisicki being so well schooled, Gary. You're talking about a kid who's having a horrible night scoring, and yet you must be so conscious because he's going to hurt you in so many other ways.
And he hurt them by dropping it to Zoke, 37-34. Keeping the pressure on Becca. How about that? Little sky hook by Achman.
George Mikan, 1953.
We don't have fans that old anymore. Aunt Mary, maybe. And our buddies down here from Cement.
And my Mary.
And your Mary. 37-36. Way outside. Clock won't go. Rebound, Zoke.
Now they'll ping it. No rush.
One of those tough rebounds off the back of the iron that come back over everybody's head. Whitehall by 1. 2:50 to play in regulation. We had an overtime JV game. Let's watch what happens when the ball hits the back of the iron and you have good rebounding position. Oh, this is the one. This is the good one by Zabrinsky.
Boy, and he came in on the offside,
Way outside, Lisicki, no. Rebound, Zoke. They'll get a third opportunity.
See what happened on the rebound, Gary. Achman was forced to match all the way, corner to corner. That's a tough job.
Boy, Lisicki's not going to miss that many times. He drops a 3.
I think you want to match that with your wing. You don't want one of your undermen to go corner to corner.
Boy, Dick, how big is that shot? Up by 4 now. As Whitehall got 3 opportunities that time and ended up with a 3-point bucket. Zabrinsky tried to go, and we're going to get a foul called against Clock. His second going over the top of Bachstein.
But I'll tell you, if it's not a 2-shot foul, we won't shoot a foul for another hour and a half.
We've had 9 foul shots total in the ball game, all of them in the first half. We have shot no foul shots here in the second half. 2 minutes to play. Whitehall by 4. Zabrinsky. Now Becahi trying to work the ball inside.
Boy, Mulchin and Catanzaro can donate half their checks to the key clubs or something, right?
I imagine officials like to come to the Whitehall gym. They know it's going to be a quick night, a night without too many foul calls, a well-played ball game.
I used to tell, did I ever tell you that famous Jody Sylvester line? Always told his wife, I'm working at Whitehall, leave the garage door up.
Yeah, the only headache coming then was Dick Tracy. Oh, good strong rebound by Zoe.
Boy, you showed his football prowess there.
That's the first missed shot of this quarter by Becca. They're coming out and playing some man-to-man, Dick.
Yeah, they're not going to horse around. Well, they're going to match.
Well, no, they're going to match.
But it's going to be Jennings who's going to follow the ball.
Jennings first, team second. They're going to have to start getting themselves up around that 1-and-1. And Becahi is going to talk about that right now. And that means we'll call for a break. It's 40-36, 1:11 to go. We promise we'll have you in bed by, about 11:10.
Right now, the Money Store is offering qualified homeowners fixed-rate home equity loans as low as 7.5%. We guarantee with our 7.5% loan, your rate will never go up. Call the Money Store, 1-800-LOAN-YES.
This is Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store, wishing you a holiday season filled with the joys of family, heart, and home.
Out of all the channels on television, only Showtime has the movies Dances with Wolves, Look Who's Talking 2, The Russia House. None of the others will have them for over a year. The fact is, Showtime shows over 70 different commercial-free movies every month. Plus comedy, original films, boxing. Showtime. We entertain you like no one can.
series on television. It's on every Thursday night, and it's only on pay-per-view cable TV. That's right. Thursday, January 16th, Thursday Night Concerts presents a musical assault with Fishbone. Live from San Francisco, California, with encore performances on January 23rd and 30th, exclusively on pay-per-view.
Viewer's Choice is your front row seat for the funked-up sounds of Fishbone.
Nazareth Salisbury at Salisbury Friday night. Next Tuesday night, Allen against Northampton. That ball game over at the Northampton High School Gymnasium. As we get a look at our cheerleaders, and a little shaky down there on the one shoulder.
Wow.
Cheerleaders from these two schools do an outstanding job, Dick.
Oh, and Hal, yeah, you're talking top of the heap. Well, when you see someone fall off like that guy, right away you run for the liability. Thing. Well, we're down to a little bit of chess time now, Gary. Without doubt, Whitehall's going to hold it out. They won't total it. They're going to be looking inside, look for that easy one. Zoke has been able to sneak low off a Jones flash, and they've gotten the ball to him twice. Right now, they simply want to inbounds it.
Whitehall has Allen Thursday, Emmaus Saturday. Becca has Liberty Thursday and Freedom on Saturday. We've got a foul call, as I think Becca now is trying to get themselves up in a position where they can put Whitehall on the foul line if they have to. Zabrinsky gets his third team foul. 107. Whitehall by 4.
They're going to go man-to-man. But what you got to do, Gary, in a stall is you got to look to the double.
Good defense. The ball's lost. Jennings, layup, up and in.
Well, it took them 15 seconds to get that one.
That was a good steal, Dick. It looked like they were all ball.
I'm telling you, he's tough.
40-38. There's the double team. There's the foul. Foul's on Jennings.
They're still not pure man-to-man, Gary. They're just using like a diamond point with Zabrinsky, and then they double the first pass to the wing. That's good defense.
4th team foul. 2nd foul on Jennings. Still no shot.
Here's always a tough play. Do you deny or don't you deny?
Even tougher, Dick. Do you foul or don't you foul? You've got 40 seconds down by 2.
Yeah, you can't wait too long.
There's the double team. Fouls on Zabrinsky.
I think he bodied him.
His 4th. Team's 5th. Still no shot. 37 seconds. Whitehall by 2. Lisicki, you don't want to put him on the foul line. .25 seconds. There might be the foul. There it is. It's on Bachstein, his 4th. That's the team's 6th. No shot. We're going to get a timeout called by Becahi. That's their 3rd. This is where we go to the coach. 23 seconds. You're down by 2. What do? Take that inbounds pass, foul immediately?
Well, that's what I said. I never like to fog the ball, Gary. I never like to get on in front of it and delay its coming in. I would simply rather front perhaps all the men that are getting the first pass in. I would look for a frontal now if I ran it. The only trouble is they're back in that deep court, and I don't like the ability of both Zoke and Jones to play low, because Whitehall will enter it. Believe me, they'll enter it. They won't necessarily look for the freeze outside. Now, another thing the Zephs have is they got the full length of the court to work with if they'd like to, which could eat some time too. If you cannot double the ball immediately after the first pass, then you got to go for the foul. But, of course, don't make it flagrant.
Do you foul Lisicki or do you wait?
Oh, no.
Because he'll probably get the ball in his hands on the inbounds, don't you think?
Yeah, I would think so. I'd go for the double there, make him throw it, and then commit the foul on the next pass.
All right, that's what is the problem that Becahi has. They want to foul. They probably don't want to put Lisicki on that line. And as Dick said, you've got to be very careful not to let that inbounds pass come into Jones or to Zoke. The inbounds pass will be taken by Jenicola. I'm sure he's going to be looking for Lisicki.
Whitehall's going to box it. They're just going to cross. That's all they're going to do.
They are. Instead, Becca did a nice job of denying Lisicki.
Now the double.
Dixon commits the foul. He's a good one to do it. He only had one. And now Whitehall will try to win it on the foul line. Matt Zoke has not been there tonight. He has 6 points in the ball game. Run down the scoring for you for Becca. Dixon with 13, Thad Jennings with 4, Mullins with 2, Bachstein with 8, Zabrinski with 5, and Achman has 6. Zoke, he's got the first.
Gary, take a quick look at the foul line situation. Whitehall showing that if Becca gets the balls, they're going to pressure them. They have both their guards up. Jones back at midcourt. They aren't even worried about a rebound.
Here's the big foul shot. He's got one of them, so they're up by 3.
No score, so no pressure. Well, Dixon's been here before, that's for sure.
Dixon has made a number of three-pointers to win ball games or tie them up. That's who they're looking for. Trying to set a screen, he doesn't get it. He fires, it won't go. Whitehall's going to win the ball game. Whitehall 41, Becahi 38. The Whitehall scoring. Janicola 8, Lisicki 5, Zoke 7, Jones 21 points tonight's ball game. He led all scorers in the game this evening. Dick Tracy, no surprises here. This game was everything we thought it would be.
No, the only surprise that one team scored over 40, Gary, and that was just barely. No, it was pretty much a chess game as we expected. Both teams matching effectively. The Zephyrs able to milk Jones inside and get a whale of an offensive game out of him. You know, I hope the reporters and the media don't say Lisicki had a bad night. Let me tell you, Lisicki did not have a bad night. He threw some gate passing and directed some traffic real well. You're talking about on the other side, you're talking about the Becca Golden Hawks being able to do a lot of things with their perimeter game and showing that Bachstein is a little bit more than just a paint player.
Both teams had 17 field goals. The difference is Whitehall had 3 3-pointers. Becahi had only 1. Whitehall was 4 for 7 from the foul line for their 41 points. Becca was 3 for 4 from the foul line for their 38 points. Becahi now suffers their second defeat of the season. They're 6-2. They are now 2-2 in the league. Whitehall, they're just sitting right there in second place. They are 6-3 overall, but more important, they're at 5-1 in the league. And Dick, they have a big ball game against Allen on Thursday night.
You bet they do. And as they leave this floor, Gary, moments ago, you're already preparing for it, because it's that time of the week where you don't have your normal 2 days prep. You know, you're down to 1 day prep for Thursday and then 1 day prep for Saturday.
Physically, they do not appear to be the kind of team that can run up and down the floor, of course, with the Allen Canaries. I'm not sure anybody can do that. But, Dick, if they can control the tempo, they have a shot.
You bet. And if there is a real bright light, Gary, it has to be the appearance of Cusco. You know, his ability knowing that he is back. Now, some of the other ligaments and all that other damage, I don't know where that lies, but I don't know if they're going to be able to really aid him that much more on the boards against Allen anyhow, because Allen is such a board team. I think what Whitehall wants to do is the thing that they do best, and that's try their best to frustrate Allen.
Well, we'll have to look in the paper Friday for that, and we'll talk all about that on Friday night, as we will have a big Colonial League game, Nazareth at Salisbury, undefeated Nazareth Blue Eagles. That's assuming they get by Southern.
We got the right one, baby.
Uh-huh.
If you're looking